All right, welcome back to Phantom X Gaming. We are back in Kerbal Space Program for a very interesting and special edition of our live. We are not going to do any missions or anything like that, but we will be launching fireworks in space. So to start, we have to build a spacecraft capable of doing so. So let's jump over to the vehicle assembly building and see what we can build. All right, so this right here is something that we are going to scrap entirely because this definitely did not work. There were fireworks, all right, just not the right kind. So we'll start with our control pod. Do something pretty simple. Go with that way down the bottom here. The infinite zoom in. All right, we won't need a parachute or anything like that currently. So what we do need, however, is a separation. So we're gonna go ahead and use my favorite one because it most of the time works. We'll change that to, we'll do that. We'll just reduce the amount of solid fuel in there. Yeah. Brain not working. Liquid fuel tank. So something like this. That holds a decent amount of fuel. And what I want to do is on this stage, we'll actually put fairings. No, not fairings. Yeah, trusses. But I want to see if there's a different type we can use. These should work. We'll go full radial with 6 each on this one. And then we'll put some more down here offset to here. And then we'll add some more right there offset. And that should be a good base to put all of our fireworks launchers. Now, where those are, I cannot remember. They're around here somewhere. There they are. I'm gonna do this one here. We're gonna set these just like this, I think. And then for these, we're actually going to, we're going to do something a little bit different as well. Once those are on there, stick these right here. These right here. And these right there. We also have to change what they're firing off and what color they are. So we're going to start with that, go with that. And then go with the blossom for those. I think it's the same all around, yes. And do the palm for that one. So the end will be green and then the start will be blue. Then for these down here, we'll We'll leave the all the secondary stuff the same. And then for these down here, I think we'll go with that. And then we'll go rings on that one. We'll do, say, those colors and that one. Change that to this one. It's gonna be good like that. There's a lot of green in it. Let's change it to, there we go. And then I don't feel like this is gonna be enough, but we'll add more right there. These will be the crackles. And then I wonder if we could fit more on here. I bet we can. If we stick those right there like that. Then do that. I think that's everything. Except for this one right here that needs to be Kraken's egg. And for that one, we'll do the green and blue. Because we have to have the Kraken no matter where we are. Kraken is just there. So that is our firework launching system. So I have to also put this on action keys. So for this, we'll put this one for launch. And then for this, go launch. Launch. Also launch. And then that one can be launch. And then that one, and that one. There we go. This is our fireworks platform. It's going pretty good. It's been a little bit warm out, you know, it's 100 degrees or so, but it's typical New England weather. I don't need those. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put these down here and get rid of the beams to make it a little bit more aerodynamic as we go up into space. I have no idea if this is going to work, but we're going to go ahead and try it. So I don't know if that's going to be enough fuel. I think it should be. I should, however, throw in a reaction wheel, or 5. Go with... somewhere around here is one that I typically use. Right there. There we go. And then set the control to SAS. Grab another one here. And stick that here. Whoa, that is huge. Let's bring that down to normal. Oh, that's way up in there. Let's scale that back up. And put that right there. There we go. That looks better. Change that to SAS as well. Right, so there's the start of our rocket. And we have our separator there for when we come back down. And I should probably put that parachute on I was talking about not having on. Somewhere in here there should be a decently sized parachute. There we go. We'll add that to its own stage. Now we have to build the rocket that's going to get us into orbit. And let's see, let's go ahead and use this as our engine to maneuver around while we're up there. But eventually we have to deorbit and come back down. So we're going to add a separator right there. Does that let me put... It does not. Leave that just like that. So it's not going to have a fairing or anything like that, but that's okay. I'm not going to bother to try to put one on, just because the only intent for this is to get us up into space. And we'll stick one of these on there. Again, no idea if this is going to work, but we'll find out. Bring that scale up. Oh, too far. Let's bring it to right about there. And then for that engine, we'll sort by size. So we need something relatively big, actually. Oh, that's solid. Never mind. Strike that. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna do this, however. There we go. That's got decent thrust to weight ratio, 2.15. And then I think if we add some fuel tanks to this. Whoa, maybe not that many. Why is that doing that? There we go. Oh, that's almost. There we go. Let's have a decent amount in them. Actually, I have a better idea. Why don't we go with this one? So I think that holds more. That's 4,000. That's 5,300. Yeah, that holds more. And we'll stick those right here with what engine? Can't really go wrong with those. I mean, you definitely can. I have definitely gone wrong with those. Very, very wrong. And then aerodynamics are needed. So we'll stick a nose cone on those. Like I said, there's no fairing here to make that look a little better, but it should work. In theory. There's a good possibility that it might work. There's a good possibility that this whole thing might possibly, hopefully, work. Stick those like that just for extra aerodynamics. Let's give this a test. If we get up into space, then this is not a test run, but if we don't get up into space, this is just a test run. While we're waiting for that, I'm actually going to go over here. There we go. All right. Alright, we have made it to space. This actually did work. Not entirely sure how, but hey, why not? So we're going to go ahead and turn those engines off for now and get ourselves into orbit. We're going to go for a high orbit. There we go. Go ahead and fast forward to our maneuver. Right, we are in high Kerbin orbit. Go ahead and stage this out. Alright, so our firework launching platform is in space. So now we have to make our way to the dark side of Kerbin, or at least close to, so we're going to go ahead and warp to there. Alright, so now that we have a nice dark place to work with, let's see what these fireworks will do. Go figure, there's no sound in space. Yeah, that pretty much does it for all those fireworks. So we're gonna go ahead and deorbit this and then relaunch and maybe do it again, or we can set them off in the atmosphere and see if there's actually sound, because there's no sound in space. This isn't the most powerful rocket, but we are deorbited. Spin around to retrograde. And just hold it right there. I do in fact have the mod waterfall, and I have all the associated add-ons for it for all the stock parts. So when we get to our rocket that has all the fireworks on it, you'll be able to see the waterfall effects as I launch it. Yeah, it should be working in space as well. This particular engine didn't get the modification, and this is just what I was using to make sure I could maneuver in space to be able to deorbit this. This is our live save, so I don't want to leave any debris up there. So I just wanted to make sure this can deorbit. Let's kind of fast forward time a little bit, because nothing bad happens when I fast forward time. Ones that look like sideways V's. Yeah, I know. I just do it this way because it's quick and easy. I'm not too terribly worried about it. However, I will also admit that I do forget kind of a lot. Yeah, I am definitely not above admitting that I forget a lot of things that I should just remember. It just kind of, oh, like parachutes. I should probably deploy those. Basic things. Oh, okay. Well, there's that. There's the Kraken. I knew the Kraken was around here somewhere. Well, those were unexpected fireworks. Okay then. We're gonna go with that button and pretend it never happened. Alright, so this is our fireworks rocket. It actually does look pretty cool in space. There is no sound in space, so apparently that's the only thing in space that has any form of accuracy when it comes to Kerbal Space Program. Is the fireworks just don't make any sound. I'm gonna add a little bit more delay to those. And that one. There. Let's go ahead and launch this again and see what we can do. I don't know what it'll do if I launch it from the ground, launch the fireworks from the ground, because everything is on the side. So we're gonna find out. Do that. We're gonna do that, and then we're going to fast forward time until nighttime. Wherever nighttime is. There it is. Alright. Let's zoom way out and see what these do. Ah, there is sound in the atmosphere. That's actually kind of cool. We'll throw a few of these out right from the ground. Alright, now we'll launch. And we'll shoot them on the way up, and then we'll revert to the launch pad and go up into space again. Ah, my waterfall has broken. Those are pretty cool. Go ahead and go back to the launch pad and get up into space with a full set of rockets, or fireworks. there's that, and there's that. Why is the waterfall effect not working? Oh, I broke the game. Worked the first time around. If you go back to the first launch, you'll see that it's actually working correctly. Oh, now it's working. Alright, so now we're going to go over here. We're going to go into orbit. And we'll warp to the darker side. You can teach me some orbital mechanics to get to planets or moons faster and more efficient. How so? By using science and burning at the right time? I've had pretty good luck with just kind of winging it. Besides, when everything goes wrong, that's more entertainment. Where am I headed right now? We are sitting exactly where we are headed. We're just enjoying some fireworks in space. If I go to Duna, I should use the Oberth effect to increase the velocity, then burn to interplanetary space. I mean, if you watch previous lives, I have used the Oberth effect pretty much every time. I think a couple times I explained what it was and how it works. said, we have run out of fireworks. We're going to use this craft and use it as is to deorbit. Stick that right there for now. Looks like we're heating up a little bit there. That's okay. Hey, how you doing, Shadow? Yeah, no, this is going to be a shorter live today, just because we have the holiday tomorrow, and everybody's doing family stuff. There we go. And I am not going to... I am going to speed up time. I'm going to push my luck with the Kraken, who has already gotten after us. However, to be fair, we did have the Kraken firework launcher. Ah, the Kraken has gotten us again. Oh, there's that. So, like I said, this is going to be a shorter live today just because of the holiday, and everybody wants to do the whole family thing. That is incredibly important, especially nowadays. So we're going to end it here. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the like button. And I will see you on the next one.